this is Wes S. It's been a while since I did one of these. This is going to be a relatively serious video about politics. As serious as a video about politics can be in this day and age. I'm reading a article. Read it a couple times. It's on Axios. I guess it was by Steph W. Kite. I don't know how to say that last name. Apologize. Anyway, it's exclusive poll. Young Americans are embracing socialism. They're calling them Generation Z. And they're talking about how socialism isn't a dirty word anymore. How it's something that sounds good. Nothing with the ism on the end of it is a good thing. We're not supposed to be this is the way it's done. We're supposed to be a republic, a constitutionally governed republic, okay? Which is a very liberal concept. We're very much, okay, we're supposed to be. We've got a set of rules that makes life good for everybody. You can pretty much do whatever you want to do as long as it's not hurting someone else. And that's a pretty good way to run. But this whole socialism thing is something that we cannot ignore, okay? Especially not in America with our young people. This is on the Drudge Report. If y'all want to go look it up, I'll link it in the description. I'll put a link to the article in the description. The thing that I really want to touch on is they have been highlighted. They have it. Why it matters. The word socialism does not carry the same stigma it did in the past, now that it has been resurrected by celebrity politicians. Bernie Sanders, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Young people's political views often change as they grow older, but their support for socialistic policies is a sign that the old rule of politics are changing fast. Generation Z and millennials are projected to make up 37% of the electorate in 2020. That's an important one. The younger generation are usually the ones that vote when you get them fired up. So there's 37% of the voter base. That includes most of the people that can be manipulated into voting, in a mobocracy, where the person that yells the loudest gets the votes. Okay, we don't need that's a bad way to do business, but it was not celebrity politicians. It was the mainstream media. It is the news. They resurrected socialism. They made Bernie Sanders news. They made Alexandria Ocasio or Cortez or whatever, AOC. They made her. They made her a celebrity. Socialism does not work. It cannot work. Okay? You cannot have the government giving you everything. if you want liberties, then you have to have freedoms. In order to have freedoms, you have to have responsibilities. That's how liberties work. If you are not willing to stand up and handle your own responsibilities, you will lose your liberties. Okay? Liberty, liberals, yeah, that's what it is. The liberal political party are small government. They want small government. The word liberals has been hijacked by the left. The left being special interest groups, communists, Nazis, Nazis was a socialist party, socialists, and well, the Democrats. I mean, it's the left have hijacked the phrase liberal. Liberal means you support the liberties given in the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. Liberal means you believe in live and let live. The left believes you make laws, you get more government, you make laws, and force people to live the way you think, as the ruling party, that they should live. Socialism always goes there. Always. Do I believe that we need legislation to control some of the out of control things that are going on? Yes. In a major way. The cost of medical care, it needs some serious seeing after. We have got to we're going to have to bankrupt the insurance industry and restart it. The end. The way insurance and medical and such as that work, it's crazy. Okay? It was bad before affordable health care. It is ignorantly bad post Affordable Health Care Act. People that had insurance before the Affordable Health Care Act no longer have insurance because they cannot afford it. Okay? To continue to afford insurance, some of us had to run the deductible up so high that the insurance no longer made any sense. I would have to expect to get cancer. I would have to expect to get in a horrible car wreck and be mutilated and disfigured and take years of reconstructive surgery for it to make sense. So, that being said, socialism does not work. We do not need for the government to provide universal health care. There's only one way to pay for that. The cost of the health care is not going to go down if it's government funded. It's not. Just means that everybody pays for everybody. That sounds cool. But if you're not working, if you're not paying income tax, because that's going to be the only way to pay for it, you're not paying for your medical. If you're not paying for your medical, who's paying for your medical? When more and more people realize that they're the only ones paying, what do? They figure out some way not to have to pay anymore. You know, if I've worked a long time, and I'm not anywhere close, but if I've worked a long time to get to a point where I'm making $200,000 a year, and off the top, the government comes in and takes 50% of everything I make to cover government. So I've busted my butt to get to $100,000 or $200,000. Now I'm only making $100,000. Now, for it to work, it's got to be the same tax base across the board for everybody to make it fair. So if I'm making $8 an hour, I will only forever take home $4 an hour to make it fair. Because most of the money spent in this country is on medical. Well, most of the money not spent is on medical. Universal health care does not work. We need to redo the medical industry. The way they rip people off, we need to fix it. And the insurance. I can buy a box of Band-Aids for $4. A Band-Aid should not cost me $110. Tuition-free college. Exactly, Billy. Tuition-free college. Seriously. If you want the benefits of college, the extended education, the potential, not the guarantee, the potential for an increased earnings base, you should have to invest in yourself, not me. I should not have to pay for your college. Because if you want free college, they're going to have to take a half of everything I own across the board. You know, my grandkid opens up a lemonade stand. If he makes $10, he's got to give 5 of it to the government for this to work. We don't want to live in a socialist country. Just plain and simple. And abolish ICE. So, okay, we make it to where anybody that lives here gets all the stuff for free. Just for showing up. You get free medical for showing up. You get free college for showing up. But there's nobody to prove that you're legal to be in the country. We don't want all the refugees here. They're just poor, misunderstood. They were drove out by war and this, that, and everything else. Grab a gun. Shoot the ones you don't want in your country. Fight for it. But it's families. The guys that fought and died in our wars were parts of families. The ladies that fought and died in our wars were parts of families. You cannot be without being part of a family. Are you willing, if you want your family to live a certain way, you fight for the right to live that way. You earn the right to live that way. You do not go somewhere where other people have fought and died to get it good and just use it because you're alive, so you deserve it. Because that's not the way it works. These people that want government health care, they also think that private health care should be allowed. Or private insurance. Why? If you got universal health care, why would you need private insurance? They don't, I mean, the very poll itself demonstrates that they don't understand how it works. Young people, if you're listening to the sound of my voice, when I say young people, I mean anybody under 30. Socialism does not work. Supporting leftist rhetoric and policies does not make you a liberal. It does not make you somebody who supports the liberties of the individual. You support people who would oppress the liberties of individuals. Because one of our liberties guaranteed in the Constitution is the right to pursue happiness. Can't do that if I'm floating the note for everybody else. You can't do that if you're having to float the boat or note for everybody else. You're going to be working really hard to make sure all these refugees get to do everything you're having to work to do. But that's it. Don't vote blue. And check a Republican. Make sure that Republican is voting small government, voting constitutional, voting liberties. Make sure that you're voting for somebody who has a libertarian ideology. You can turn this around. We can make our country a constitutional republic where you can work, you can have your own property, you can pursue your dreams, you can follow your passion on your own ticket. I mean, it's your passion. So you should have to. Plain and simple. But when we get to where it's a socialist deal, it's not going to be up to you to follow your passion anymore. If your passion isn't paying them enough tax dollars, they will tell you, okay, follow your passion in your own time. Today, you're breaking rocks. Today, you're stuffing envelopes. Today, you're answering the phone. You will do this job because we have to have productivity. You have to have income coming in so we can tax you. That's the way it works. It's hard. It sucks. Dinotopia is not real. Can't be real, never will be real. That's it. It's Marin. That's too long. You can't be a liberal and a leftist at the same time. They're not the same thing. You can't be a Republican and vote socialist or stand down either. This is a republic. You're supposed to stand up for the people that voted for you, not for your political, and you're not even standing with your political party. We elected a leader of our political party. I vote Republican. Why, politician, why Republican elected official, are you not supporting the guy we voted for, that we voted you into office to support, to get things back to where this country will stand and stay together and be a good place to live, a place where we can each one pursue happiness, where we can each one build financial security and live a long, healthy, happy life. S.theREALone.